From the Meth Cooks, where you might least expect it. Fox Files investigative reporter Chris Hayes has the latest drug bust numbers showing the meth problem may be moving out of the boot heel and headed our way. And Chris, not what we want to hear.
Sandy, up from southeastern Missouri, right here into the St. Louis area. You're about to see the numbers. Meth Lab busts dropping in the Cape Girardeau area and moving into our neighborhoods. Many narcotics enforcement officers believe meth labs are moving to St. Louis because other counties are requiring prescriptions for pseudoephedrine.
You can see as we turn off the faucet of pseudoephedrine, meth labs are ending.
Where are the meth makers going?
St. Louis City and St. Louis County, it is the Mecca. Franklin
County Narcotics Sergeant Jason Grellner has followed many recent investigative leads right to St. Louis.
The largest population of pharmacies is here in the St. Louis County, St. Louis City area, and you've got every meth maker from as far south as the Boot Heel of Missouri, Ripley County coming here. You're seeing organized crime getting involved.
Even partnerships between enemies, like convicted white supremacist Richard Trice, who recruited St. Louis gang members like Robert Biz Sweeney to buy decongestants with pseudoephedrine to cook into illegal drugs. They're now serving federal time for their conspiracy. Meth's not only moving into St. Louis, but sometimes nice neighborhoods, like this well-kept street on Camelot Estates Drive in South County. St. Louis County Police recently raided the same home for the second time in 2 years.
Most of your meth manufacturers are addicts, and addicts don't quit. That 24 hours in jail does not cure them from their addiction. They're going to go right back out the door. They're going to find some more pseudoephedrine. They're going to fire up their lab.
Sergeant Grellner said police sometimes arrest a suspect 5 times before a crime lab finishes meth residue testing that a prosecutor requires before filing charges. In the Camelot Estates case, a resident told me they spent $2,700 to clean up the meth lab, left behind by another resident, a man who remains free while the St. Louis County Crime Lab analyzes the apparent meth pot.
It depends on the toxicity levels.
John Denny cleans up a lot of these messes with his company BioClean 911. He told me his jobs have not been where he thought they would be.
They've been more in residential areas, not the places I had in my mind when I first got into this business. It was rather surprising. A common situation is a son of an elderly parent or grandparent.
He would have been correct a few years ago when police busted just 4 meth labs in St. Louis City and 74 in St. Louis County. Then in 2011, as the numbers in southeast Missouri dropped, St. Louis City saw 24 meth lab busts, 93 in St. Louis County. Last year, St. Louis City reported 41 busts, 10 times the number 2 years earlier. St. Louis County reported 130, an increase of nearly 57%. Jefferson County remains on top, also climbing in meth busts with a staggering 346 busts in 2012, and St. Charles County also seeing a rise in meth busts.
Really? You know what? I live in St. Charles County, allergy sufferer, and I know that now you have to have a prescription for pseudoephedrine. So even with that law, there's more busts.
Because, as Sergeant Grellner puts it, they just have a short trip into St. Louis. They can get it without a prescription, and he says you need a wide area with consistent laws to drive these guys completely out.
All right. Chris, you had some interesting numbers there. You have all of that online to kind of show us the trend if we go on to fox2now.com.
Yes, as well as a meth map where you can look at prior meth labs in your neighborhood.
Wow. Okay, Chris, thanks so much. Really interesting stuff there. Well, tonight,